Okay, question 1. We are asked to find the value of x, and you have some absolute values. So, this thing either means that x minus 1 is equal to x minus 2, or it means that x minus 1 is equal to negative x minus 2. Or it means negative x minus 1 equals x minus 2. But you'll find that these two are the same thing. So we'll just ignore that. Yeah. I accidentally got rid of it. Oops. So let's first solve for this one. X minus 1 is equal to x minus 2. If you get rid of the x's on both sides, you'll find that it says that negative 1 is equal to negative 2, which is not true. So we can look at the other equality. This comes out with negative x plus 2. And if we solve for x, we'll find that 2x equals 3, and x is equal to 3 over 2. Question 2. How many women attended the party? So if each man danced with 3 people, then that means there were 12 times 3, or 36 pairs of men and women together. So if each woman danced with 2 men, then that means there are 36 divided by 2, or 18 women. And that's our answer. Question 3, a company sells detergent. So we don't know what the actual price and sizes are, so we're just going to pretend that a small costs, let's say $100. And we're going to say that the large is 100 ounces or whatever. So if the small costs $100 and the large is 100 ounces, then that means that the medium will cost 50% more than the small size, 100 times 1.5. So the medium will cost $150. And then as for size, it says that the medium contains 20% less detergent than the large size, so that means that the medium is just 0.8 times 100, or 80 ounces. Then we can move on to the large. So the cost of the large, it says that the large contains, it costs 30% more than the medium. So the medium is 150, and if it's 30 more percent, you multiply by 1.3, and you will get $195. And then we also know that the large is 100 ounces. So then for the small, we already know that it is $100, and it says that the small is, it says that the large has twice as much detergent as the small, so that means the small only has half of the large, which is 50 ounces. So to rank all of these sizes from best to worst, we want to look at dollars per ounce, and the lower this number is, the better, since the lower the number is, the less you pay for each ounce, which is good, which is what we want. So to turn all of these thingies into dollars per ounce, you just divide the dollar amount, 150, and divide that by the ounces. So 150 divided by 80 is 1.875. 195 divided by 100 is 1.95. And 100 divided by 50 is 2. So as you can see from this, the medium has the lowest dollar per ounce, and then the large has the second lowest, and then it's the small. So MLS is your ranking from best to worst. Question 4, oops, that is not supposed to be there. Ignore this. Yeah, I forgot to get rid of that. So question 4, Patty has coins and blah, blah, blah. So we want to find out how much her coins are worth. So first of all, let's say she has n number of nickels. And then that means that she has d number of dimes. So d can also be expressed as 20 minus n, since she has 20 coins total. So to calculate her total amount, her total value can be expressed as 5 times n. 5 is the value of a nickel, 5 cents, plus 10 times d. 10 is for a dime. Dimes have 10 cents. Okay, this is the total value in cents, by the way. So we can substitute d, and we'll get 5n plus 10 times 20 minus n. That is just 200 minus 5n. So if we do her little switchy thing, if her nickels were dimes and her dimes were nickels, then she would have 70 cents more. That just means that if we pretend that her nickels were worth 10 cents, and if her dimes were worth 5 cents, then that would just be 70 more than that. So first, let's just substitute in the d. Okay, hold on. So that is 10n plus 5 times 20 minus n. That gives us 100 plus 5n. So if she would have 70 cents more, that means that this original value, well, the total value, you'll have to add 70 for it to equal to this 100 plus 5n. So you can solve for n, move everything to one side, you'll get that 10n is equal to 170, and that means that 17 is n. Now you can plug in the n into this thing. 200 minus 5 times 17 is equal to 115 cents. And that is how much money she has. Okay, here is the circle problem. So this is a fun problem. Okay, first of all, circle A passes through the center of circle D. Let's just say this is the center. And I'm going to mark the centers of each circle, and I will connect the centers. That's better. No, it's not. I'm going to connect the centers, and basically this will all turn into a triangle problem. I'm also going to draw a line through the center of D, and we're going to draw another line connecting B with the center of D. Okay, so now let's call the center of circle A OA. Let's call the center of circle B OB. This will be OC. This is OD. Okay. Now, we already know that the radius of circle A is 1. So that means that this length will be 1 from OA to OD. That's 1. And we're going to call the radius of circle B and C R. So this is R. Okay. That means that AB will be 1 plus R. And that also means that OD to OB will be 2 minus R. 2 comes from the radius of D, and R is just the radius of B. So we also have this tiny little thing over here. We don't know what that is right now, so we'll just call that X. So, by the way, this is a right triangle. That's a right angle, I mean. And now, first of all, we want to get rid of the X. We want to express X in terms of R. So we can do that by using the Pythagorean theorem. So X squared is just equal to 2 minus R squared minus R squared. And we can simplify all of this to find that X is just equal to the square root of 4 minus 4R. And you can simplify this even more, but we can do that later. Next, now that we have X expressed in terms of R, we can look at the triangle OA, OB, and we're going to call this point between B and C, we're going to call that E. So we're going to look at this triangle. That is also a right triangle, so we can use the Pythagorean theorem to solve for R. So R squared plus 1 plus X, or 4 minus 4R, squared is equal to 1 plus R squared. So let's just first, if we expand this entire side, we will get R squared plus 2R plus 1. So both sides of the equation has R, so let's just get rid of R. Now we're left with this. So I'm going to expand the left side of the equation. 1 plus 2, 4 minus 4R, plus 4 minus 4R, that is equal to 2R plus 1. This is just a bunch of algebra. Then I will rearrange everything. This is equal to 6R minus 4, and I'm going to square both sides